Curtis Sliwa, the Drive at 5.
Curtis Sliwa, legendary New Yorker.
77 WABC.
You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark.
540. I despise, I loathe, I hate Springsteen. But because Steve Lonergan, make that Steve Adubato.
Oh, how could you do that to me?
No, because they wanted to play Springsteen for you. I despise Springsteen. Yeah, he was from Freehold. Yeah, he's from Rumson. He's a 1%er. So I figured since they had to play that theme song for you coming in as the Emmy Award-winning broadcaster on PBS and WNET and NJTV, and the author of the upcoming book, Lessons in Leadership, with those kinds of stellar credentials, you know, you're a pedigree beyond anything we're used to here at WABC. So I figured, hey, I'll call you Steve Lonergan, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy, by the way.
Oh, by the way, he's like the one-man band now trying to stop Trump from getting that Republican nomination.
They are not moving him on that, boy. He's like, that guy's not a conservative. You're not getting me to support him.
You're about the only one who hasn't interviewed him yet. I've seen him everywhere. I've even seen him with Larry King. I've seen him on Al Jazeera from Parts Unknown. He's everywhere promoting that. But
Yeah.
I want to talk about a guy that you've had a love-hate relationship with over the years. A Shamu El Jefe, Chris Christie.
No hate, just love and a little, let's just say, not always happy with how I handle certain interviews, but no hate.
How's he doing now that he's moored in New Jersey, where he's finally spending most of his time, as was expected of him being governor, in New Jersey?
Well, Curtis, let's just say this. He was one of those people who, right after the presidential campaign clearly ended the way he did not want it to end, he jumped on the Trump bandwagon. I did not particularly agree with it, but I give Chris Christie credit for this. He didn't wait. He didn't wait for Paul Ryan. He didn't wait for Mitch McConnell. He's like, I'm in. And he didn't back off when Trump said the most outrageous, off-the-wall, crazy, racist, xenophobic things. Christie's like, he's my friend. I'm loyal to him. And I give him credit for that, even though I disagree with him across the board on the Trump stuff. But he's dealing with New Jersey problems, which I will say there's nothing sexy or fun about them. They're just gritty, nasty, not easy to solve.
Well, I was quite surprised the other day when all of a sudden he said it's time for parity. Whether you're in a rich district or a poor district, money should be allocated to every district in the state from Camden to Hoboken equally.
School districts,
yeah. Correct. So that means, let's say, Asbury Park, which had the highest per capita spending, like $33,000 a student.
Big money.
$33,000. What are they getting for $33,000?
Don't ask that question. Not a lot.
And this is all the result of years ago, the way it was partitioned because of the Abbott decision?
The Supreme Court in New Jersey decided based on a series of, quote, Abbott versus Burke. It doesn't really matter. But the court said, look, state legislature, you are not allocating money fairly, equally based on the state constitution 1947, which said every child in the state would get a thorough and efficient education. You're not doing that. We are going to guarantee these 31 Abbott districts, mostly urban, money that they're not going to get because they're poor, they don't have the property tax base. And suburban legislators said, wait a minute, are you kidding me? We're going to get screwed. We're going to get the shaft. Chris Christie has waited till now to say, no. We're spreading that money equally in a very different formula, and the Republican legislators are going to support him. Some Democrats. But it's going to be a hell of a fight to see if he can get this passed.
How can he do that when the deck is so stacked against Republicans both in the Assembly and State Senate?
Do I see enough Democrats supporting him while the Democrats support both, are in a majority in the both houses, the Senate and the Assembly? I don't see it right now. Mm-hmm. I believe Chris Christie is trying to make a stand. I believe Chris Christie is trying to make a statement. I don't actually believe, in my opinion, that it's a serious effort to get it passed because the votes are not there. If the votes were there, Curtis, this would have been done a long time ago. This is more of a statement, a legacy kind of thing than it is to get it passed, my opinion.
All right, but you're best known as a broadcaster, Steve Adubato, but as a son of Newark, you were also in the Assembly. What would have been required for Chris Christie to try to muscle this through? Would he have had to have given favors out? Would he have had to scratch Democratic bellies like Sweeney's belly in order to get his big belly scratched? I mean, what would it have required?
So go back to real quick, for the great listeners here at WABC, go back to 2010. People said you will never get a public employee pension. deal passed because the Democrats control the legislature. The Democrats have the public employee unions in their back pocket. All that, conventional wisdom. Chris Christie worked it. He got Steve Sweeney behind him. He got enough Democrats behind him. And what they did was historic. Now, the fact that the state hasn't done their part in funding the public employee pension issue is a totally different story. But here's the deal. Chris Christie worked it. He got Sweeney behind him. He got enough Democrats. It was historic. It was 2010. He was all in. It is a very different time. The governor's popularity is at a different level, let's just say. And I don't think he has the muscle and the gravitas to get it done. But I'll tell you what, he is committed to trying to get it done. I give him credit for that.
No, I like this.
It's a great idea.
But final question here, Steve Adubato. You've dealt with the governor on
many times,
many occasions. Where do you think he wants his life to go now? Now that he's obviously on board the Trump train, he's part of the transition if Trump becomes president.
He's leading it.
Right. So
if Trump wins, I believe Chris Christie, based on his loyalty to a guy that I do not like and respect, I do not like or respect Trump, I believe Chris Christie could be Attorney General. I do not believe he would be the vice presidential candidate. I believe he could have a very important post in this administration. If Trump does not win, my opinion, I think Chris Christie leaves public life. I think he could do an awful lot of things in your business, Curtis. He'd be great in the media. He'd be a great radio person. He loves sports. He loves entertainment. I think he can make a lot of money on the speaking tour and as a private practice attorney.
Well, let's go back to
make money.
Him becoming U.S. Attorney General.
Oh, I think it could happen.
Would I have to move out of the country because, as you know, I've labeled him Shamu El Jefe, Chris Christie.
Let me tell you something. I cannot speak for the governor or our private conversations, but the word is Curtis Sliwa would have a problem.
I can imagine. This is kind of the kind of guy who does not forgive nor forget. If there's a stick in the playground on the floor, jump on the stick before he gets it.
I didn't say that he had a problem with you. I just said the word is that given how candid you've been and outrageous, I'm just saying that people have memories.
I have no time for you, Steve Adubato. Why don't you go to your friends over at NPR, PBS, and that
I'm a Newark guy. How could you treat me like that? Just because I'm well-educated and I'm part of the public broadcasting crowd, you're going to treat me like this? We're paisans.
You're not my paisan. You're a Democrat.
77 WABC.